Hello, welcome back to Leeds lately for another live stream. Of course, we missed last week's because I was away, and then we had the Leeds Creator Cup, and now this week we've made some signings. Welcome everybody who is joining me. Welcome Pierre, who of course I met at the Leeds Creator Cup, so that was great to meet you there, Pierre. Agent Smith saying the 49ers are smashing it, which I think they are. Yeah, we can say now that they're really doing a good job of getting the transfers right here at the moment. They really are, and I'm really kind of happy with what kind of business has been done so far. We've got Ewan, we've got Ryan, who of course is a Leeds Lately member. We've got Jay. We've got a few others in here saying hello. We've got Tim, who's also a Leeds Lately member. Welcome to the stream. And also we've got either Daz or Dillo. One of you. It's either my coach or my left back here for the Leeds Creator Cup, which was obviously as well. Great to meet all the other Leeds creators as well. What a lovely bunch of people it is in general, the Leeds community, and we all came together to do something really good. And what a day it was. Welcome everybody who is joining us. I'm good, thank you, Ryan. Welcome everybody who is joining us. Yeah, a little bit of a noisy week in the world of transfers, in the words of Tim here. Leeds, of course, have made a couple of signings. And of course, as well, there might be a couple more on the way as well. Thanks everybody so much for joining me this evening. Hi Jay, welcome. Good to see you here. But yes, let me just check that we've got everything set up for the stream, and then we shall get going. Let's just save that. There we go. So let's actually talk about some transfers. But before we get into that, if you do fancy getting yourself your Leeds United away shirt for this season, or in fact you do fancy, actually let me just try something here for you lot. If I can, I think I can present an image. Yes, I can. Let me just show you this. Here we go. You can also get these. The new Leeds United Sambas are out on the new Leeds United Sambas are out on the Leeds United club store. If you use my link in the description, you should find it down there. It'll just say shop the Leeds United store here. If you use my link, I'll get a small kickback at no extra cost to you. So it's a great way to support the channel without, like, you're still getting something out of it that you would have bought anyway. So you can get the kits, you can get the shoes, any kind of merch or anything that's on the Leeds United store. If you use my link, I'll get a small amount of money back for that. So it's an affiliate link. So just in the interest of being transparent, I like to try and like keep people on the same page there. That's what I'll get out of it. Just a small amount of kickback. Anyway, let's talk about actual transfers, because that's what you came here to see. Usually in the videos we can manage to position ourselves a little bit better on the green screen, but oh well, that's not why you're here. Anyway, James Howe saying the goalkeeper should be announced today. Let's go through the new signings then. I've got a video coming out tomorrow about Lucas Perri, but the long and short of it is, oh, do you know what, actually? Let's actually add an image file, and I'll tell you what we can do. We can add the one that I made today for the video. Video graphics, trading cards, here we are. So there we go. Lucas Perri then is the one that's been announced, been kind of rumoured, and has now been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And of course there was it Fabrice Hawkins, I think, was the journalist who originally broke the news. But Lucas Perri is a 27-year-old goalkeeper, 6'6", Brazilian from Lyon, who obviously got relegated due to financial irregularities, i.e. they broke financial fair play, so they were relegated because of that. And he is somebody who comes in at around £15 million, we think, but he is going to be a really, really excellent signing if Leeds can get him across the line. He really is, because he's somebody who really solidifies us at the back, really kind of gives us that opportunity to be solid. And if he's got somebody like Jacobiol and Joe Rodon in front of him, and they're also being protected by Anton Stack, you're starting to look at a very solid Premier League side here. You're starting to look at a very, very solid Premier League side. I thought Lyon won the appeal to stay in the league. Give it a quick Google for me, because it still seems like a lot of their players are leaving. But yeah, Lucas Perri looks like a fantastic signing for Leeds. He really does. He looks like someone who's really going to shore us up at the back. I think he claims 6.8% of crosses that come into the box, which puts him up in around the top 20% of Europe's top 5 leagues for goalkeepers in terms of how often they come out and claim the ball. So that's really good, and an improvement on kind of what we had with Meslier. He's got experience in the Brazilian first division. He's also got experience in the French top flight. All round a proper solid keeper. The type of, like, the mold of keeper you could be kind of comparing him to is a little bit like Alisson. Very good in his one-on-one situations, very good shot stopper, also good in the air, big frame. In terms of the actual statistics and stuff, like when you compare his statistics to other goalkeepers, similar goalkeepers include people like Gianluigi Donnarumma and Thibaut Courtois. So he's in very, very good company. He's in very, very good company for that. So yeah, Igor Paixao, we'll come on to that. Lucas Perri is somebody who is going to really, really do a good job if he comes in to Leeds United's team. So that's what I'm looking forward to from him. I think, will he keep the number 23 or go number 1? It depends whether, if Meslier is still at the club, even if he transfers after Perri comes in or after the deadline is for squad numbers, I think he'll have to keep the 23 maybe, because Melié's of course got the number 1. So we'll see on that front, but I don't know. I might have some sort of superstition thing towards the number 23. We don't really know. Lyon did not get relegated, but in a lot of debt. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Meslier most likely going to Leicester was one of the things that people said as well online. I've seen that there's rumours there, but I've seen a few Leicester fans saying, why, like, we've kind of got our next first team goalkeeper, why would we want somebody like that as the backup? So it's a little bit up in the air at the moment in terms of that. Just to remind everyone, if you do want to buy anything from the Leeds store, my link is in the description, and I get it's an affiliate link, so I get a small kickback at no extra cost to you, just because there's new people joining. We do need some exits now. Pierre is saying, yeah, we do, and I think Meslier is one. I think from what we've seen of Jack Harrison so far, he doesn't seem like he wants to be there. Get him out the door, replace him with Igor Paixao, and I think you're onto a winner there, really. So let's talk about Paixao a little bit. We can do this thing again here where we add his image. Here we go. Should be there any second now. There we go. Igor Paixao, then, 25-year-old, 5'5" left winger, is valued at around 30 million. Of course, plays his football for Feyenoord over in the Eredivisie, but is another Brazilian that we are looking at. Igor Paixao apparently Marseille put in a bid of 26 million euros. Leeds have, according to certain sources, also put in a bid for around 26 million euros or pounds. We're not quite sure on that front. But apparently Leeds, in the last few hours, supposedly have gone in with another bid for Igor Paixao. So Leeds can definitely pay more. Leeds can definitely pay more than what Marseille have. That's for certain. In terms of the kind of the financial state that the French league is in at the moment, Leeds have more money to spend on Igor Paixao than what Marseille do. So again, it's then up to the club, Feyenoord, and the player Paixao on whether he comes in. But Paixao is somebody who is going to be a really, really, really good player in the Premier League if Leeds can sign him. His link-up play with Gabriel Goodmanson would be something to behold down that left-hand side, and they would seriously, those two together would really, really, really frighten defenders, I think, in the Premier League. The fact that you've got Goodmanson, who is so tall, so strong, and so athletic for a left-back, with his ball-carrying capability and his ability to take the ball past players, you pair that then with Igor Paixao coming from out to in, going into that half space, and you've essentially got a fullback pinned back by two really good European pedigree footballers. And then because you're pinning them back in, they may have to bring forwards back in as well, which also means that when they're kind of dropping players in, it's giving Leeds a chance to not be counter-attacked as effectively because they're having to drop players in. And even if we do get counter-attacked, because we've signed players like Anton Stack, we've now got that kind of capability to have Anton Stack and Ampadu or Tanaka or Longstaff be that rest defence in midfield. So I honestly think Igor Paixao is a perfect signing for us. The way that he plays, it just suits us down to the ground. It really, really does. So yeah, that's one thing as well that we're looking at. In terms of what we've actually managed to get through the door, let's just have a little look because it's on the thumbnail. Yes, of course. So that's another one. Stack and Longstaff came through the door. Longstaff looks like he's very eager to get going. I didn't actually catch the Man United game because, like I said, I was away at the weekend and then went to the Creator Cup. So I didn't see the game, but apparently Longstaff made a good account of himself. Or was that in the Man United game, or was that in the game against the German side where we won 4-0 or 4-1 or whatever it was? But either way, Longstaff, Stack, very good, solid signings. Stack specifically is a statement signing. And someone said a statement signing for 20 million, and then I think it was Clive T, shout out Clive T, said in reply to that, Rafinha was only 17 million. And that was a statement signing because look at how it worked out. But Anton Stack has been wanted by some top European clubs and is somebody who's going to come in and really, really strengthen our midfield. Agent Smith, who is number 2 in the chat rankings at the moment, apparently. I trust 49ers to go get Paixao. They say they're confident. Yeah, look, I think they're more than capable of going out and getting Paixao in. I really do. I think he's somebody who massively improves the way that we play at the moment, and I'd be very, very happy with him coming in. I really would be happy with him coming in. I tell you what, though, whilst we are talking about that, let me just... Oh, I've made myself too big now. There we go. I mean, if we were doing a stream, I may as well be central here because I've got really not anything to put to the sides. But I'll just have myself kind of central there. Although, oh well, there's a slight thing on the green screen there, but it don't matter, does it? Right, there we go. So, yeah, currently we've got a few good players through the door, a few very good players through the door. Bornau got an injury in that game, so then we are kind of struggling a little bit on that front. You kind of knew that he was going to be very injury prone, Bornau. A new goalkeeper he has his medical booked. That's what we know. Where is it? Mark was saying that. Mark Hemingway says the new goalkeeper a done deal. He's got his medical booked. So I imagine an announcement tomorrow evening, maybe. That sounds about right. I think his flight came in today. So, yeah, tomorrow at some point, I imagine we might announce Lucas Perri. Michael saying, Max, with Rothwell gone, Leeds United do not have a dead ball specialist with tall players set pieces. There is no one in the squad that can whip crosses in for our on-rushing tall attackers Leeds now have. And that's a great point, Michael. And I do think that Gruev has that in his locker, but Gruev's not going to be the guy that's starting every week. I also don't think that Rothwell was fantastic either. But what I will say is that Igor Paixao is more than capable of taking a set piece. So we kind of need to look out for that one, because if we do get Paixao in and he can take those set pieces, then that will be a fantastic kind of way to work things. Paixao and Muniz would also make a deadly pairing. I wonder if Peru can take advantage also. Yeah, I definitely think there's room for Piru or Muniz to kind of have the movement to open up space for somebody like Paixao, and vice versa as well. I did a video on Muniz yesterday. Yes, it was. It came out on Thursday. If you haven't seen that, check it out after the stream. But my video on Muniz basically was, this guy's really good, and he will really, really help us in those forward positions, not only with his actual ability to score goals, but his hold-up play is great. He's very, very capable of scoring goals, creating goals, playing the ball down the channels and playing like a bit of a false nine, a bit of a target man at times. He's very, very good. He's very, very good at that. Thanks very much, John. If you want to get your own, of course, everyone, the link is in the description down below for the Leeds United kits. And I get a small kickback from that. But yeah, honestly, it's the nicest Leeds kit we've had in a long time. It's messing up a little bit because of the green screen, but if I get within the... Wait, hold on. If I get within the good amount of light here, it shouldn't do it. You can see mostly there that's what it looks like, but yeah, it's very nice. And do you know what? It's one of the most fashionable Leeds kits. Like, I can wear this. I feel like I can wear this with jeans and trainers, and it still looks cool because it looks like the retro 2001 to 2003, or I think that was when it was from. But yeah, and Bamford as well. That's another one. Paixao is injured, but he hasn't got a bad injury record at all. When you actually look back at his injury record, he's only ever really been injured for 1 or 2 games throughout an entire season. So it's, that was just coincidence. Pierre, to be fair. And even like down to the little yellow triangles on here that come down, that was just complete coincidence that I designed the Peacocks kit, and it just looked like that. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, so Tim is saying, so if Farke appears to be adopting a 4-3-3 after all. The problem is, Tim, last season in pre-season, Leeds played 3 at the back for a lot of the time, and I thought Leeds are going to start playing 3 at the back, and a lot of us did videos on it and thought, but obviously that was part of his plan because he fooled everyone and didn't actually play a 4-3-3 in the a 3 at the back in the end. So I think sometimes you can use a little bit of misdirection there. Also, with Aronson not being with the squad yet, we actually don't have a single player who's really a number 10, so that might be why he's kind of forced to play a 4-3-3, so that might be why. But yeah, so Bamford has been told where the door is, essentially, that he is not part of Farke's plans. He doesn't want him in. So I do think there's something to be said there for getting him out the door and getting Muniz in. And then we've got 3 strikers in Mecha, Piru, and Muniz, if it is, who are 3 very solid Premier League options. And I really think that will be enough for our front line. When we look at Randall's comment, Randall Joseph Long says, Max, besides Paixao and Muniz, who Leeds United will definitely sign, I hope so, what else can Leeds United do to bolster their squad? Who could a club acquire through a season-long loan deal? Do you know what? I actually do think that Emi Buendia is a great shout. Is that number 10 role, and a lot of people have disagreed with me on this one, but I just feel like it's one of those things where it's a perfect storm of, you've got he played his best ever football under Daniel Farke. He's in need of a revitalisation. He's still got the same skill set. He's still capable of playing the way that he did for Norwich, and he'd be playing with much better players than he did at Norwich as well under Daniel Farke. I think it's a perfect recipe. If we can get him in for 14-15 million, I'd like to see that anyway. Personally, that's what I'd like to see. Maybe the ship sailed on that one. Welcome, CB. Wow, Max on a live stream. I'm live every Friday night, CB. Live every Friday night, apart from last Friday, to do a weekly transfer roundup. So, every Friday at 6 p.m. you can catch this stream whilst the transfer window's on. And then in the season, of course, we go back to our regularly scheduled watch-alongs, essentially. It worries me that he hasn't done anything for 2 seasons. I prefer Hamer. Yeah, but I think what you've got to think about as well is situations, because when Buendia went to Leverkusen, he was behind Florian Wirtz in the pecking order, who's now signed for Liverpool for 130 million or whatever it was, and they won the league, so he wasn't really going to get much of a look in. But the numbers that he put up were still decent in terms of things he was creating and scoring and stuff. So he just needs, for me personally, I think he just needs another chance, really. Hi Chewy, welcome to the stream. Sorry to not have seen you at the charity match. Hopefully, if there's an on next year, that we can all meet there next time. Any news on Paixao? Apparently, Leeds are going in with another bid. That's the news at the moment. But yeah, Hamer is an option. Yeah, but I think that's very different positions. So B Quirky saying, I reckon Hamer is only an option should we miss out on Paixao. But Paixao's definitely for that left wing position, and Hamer would be for the number 10 position. So if we were to get them, we'd get both if that was what we wanted to do. I don't think it's one or the other is my point there. But yeah, so there's a few kind of cogs turning here. If we can get Perri in the door, then to me, we still need a striker and a left winger. And the thing is as well that I think a lot of people are forgetting, we need a striker, a left winger, and a 10 for me. So that's 3 positions. Even if we are going to play in a 4-3-3, it's nice to have a 10 because it gives you an option of a different way to play football. Whether we can actually go into that 4-2-3-1 when we need to in certain games and in certain situations, I think that is something that we would do. So to me, left wing, striker, attacking midfielder, and then of course what we are, I think, forgetting about is another right back, because after Bogle you've only got really Sam Byram, and Sam Byram, as much as I like him, I do think that potentially he's not a Premier League option at all. Paixao probably can play in the 10, Chewy. He can, but it's not his preferred position. He's a proper 1v1 winger, taking people on and going down the line and being able to put the ball in the box or cutting inside himself. I think Paixao's so much, he would be wasted in the 10, I think, because he wouldn't be as good there. That's my kind of feeling on that one. I just think that there's about 4 signings that we need to get done still, for me. 3 at minimum. Because the backup right back one is just on the kind of periphery of what we need. But certainly for the first team, if you buy a striker, which I like Joel Peru, I really do. And I actually think he'll do well in the Premier League, Joel Peru. But I do think that we need to have a look at getting another striker in as well to help him. I think if you've got 3 strikers, including Peru and Nemecha, you've got really, really good forward options there. So for me, we have to get a left winger in. And if we do get Paixao in soon, then we only really need those kind of the 10 and the 9 for first team options. And I think you're very, very, very solid there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think there's any more signings that we particularly need, but we do probably need to get them in soon, because we do need to put. Leeds put up a tweet about the Brazilians coming in. Yeah, they've put a thing about Sambas coming to Leeds. If you want to get your Adidas Sambas, let me just show you. Leeds have tweeted out basically Sambas coming to Leeds, and Sambas, obviously, Samba is Brazil, and couple of Brazil players have been linked. So Perri coming in, obviously, and then Paixao potentially. But if you do want to get those Adidas Sambas, by the way, if you use the link in the description down below, you can get them. But Leeds hinting there that there might be more than one Brazil player coming in. So Perri and then Paixao maybe as well. So that would be really, really good. So, yeah, I'm looking at Danilo James. Second bid, 40 million plus add-ons. For who's that for, Stephen? Yeah, I just think that we... 3 signings, and if 2 of them get in very soon, then I won't be worried about this season. If we get in Perri and Paixao very, very soon... If we get in Perri and Paixao very, very soon, then we're looking very, very good for the start of this season. And then it would just be a striker and a number 10 for me, and I'd be like, can we get a right back in as well? But yeah, I'd be very, very happy with that. We haven't really had a great amount of other links for that striker role. It's mainly just been Rodrigo Muniz. It was Kristovic for a time. That one's gone. That one's dead in the water. We're not going to be getting him. But Muniz is the one for me. I don't know what the latest on that is. Fulhamish, which is just a podcast by Fulham, have said it's not surprising Leeds want Rodrigo Muniz, but they've got no chance. You know, someone asked me the other day, why would Rodrigo Muniz want to go to Leeds? So I commented, it's a bigger club and he'll get first team football all the time. But Leeds, I think, are waiting on Fulham to sign another striker before that we go out and get one. But the 49ers and the whole club in general have pretty much been quiet on the striker front, other than Rodrigo Muniz. So I don't know particularly who else would be the backup, really. Who's the backup if we can't get him in? I don't know who is. Has anybody seen any other strikers that we've been linked with? Yeah. Yeah, at the moment it's like we kind of need to we kind of need to know who our backup option is. And Beto is the only other one, but that one's gone completely quiet as well, hasn't it? Completely quiet, so we're not sure on that one. I wouldn't want Beto now, considering the kind of caliber of players that we've now been linked with. Considering the kind of players that we've now been linked with, it's like I don't want Beto anymore. Essentially, I do not want Beto anymore if that's the case. Let's just make this a bit smaller because it's right in my head. There we go. And then we can lock it and then it can go there. But yeah, to me, Beto, no chance. Fark will break the bank for Muniz, Randall's saying. I hope so. Well, I don't hope he breaks the bank, but I hope he pays the amount that we need for him. Paixao, Muniz, Perri, I'm like, yeah, we're looking very, very good for the Premier League here. The thing is, we've kind of gone a bit quiet on all the other fronts as well, haven't we? Like after... We've got Perri, Paixao and Muniz are the 3 links. After that, at the moment, there's not many others, really, that we're kind of... we've even been linked with. Oh, yeah, Mehdi Taremi as well. Mehdi Taremi was really excellent at Porto. And then he played well for Iran during the World Cup, I think it was. And... he's a good goal scorer and a good striker. However, 33, you would be hoping that somebody like that would be signing as... If we signed Mehdi Taremi, then It's odd, really, because if we hadn't have signed Mecha and you signed Taremi, you say, okay, yeah, he's on the bench, but then he is also quite good. So I can't see that one really working, to be honest. Muniz isn't worth 50 mil. Don't think anyone said that he was, really. I think at the moment the maximum we'd be expecting to pay is around 30 to 35 million. I think Leeds offered 26 plus 6 in add-ons. So if we gave them 32 million or 35 million, I think that would be enough to get it done. I don't think we'd be ever paying 50 million for him. Don't forget Josh Sargent. Jesus. No, thank you. He's a good Championship striker, but I think I said this a few weeks ago when we first linked with him. We've got that's more like it once he's had a couple of successful seasons. But I do think that what's he called? Josh Sargent and Joel Perri are very comparable in goal scoring records in the Championship. So why would you particularly CSCB, thanks for joining us. Why would you particularly kind of go out and buy Josh Sargent from the Championship when you've already got Joel Perri and they've got very similar goal scoring records? I know they're slightly different types of players, but surely you'd be fishing in a bigger pond now that we're in the Premier League. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. I hope we don't go anywhere near him. Wolfsburg offered 21 million. He does not want to play in Germany again. Oh, sometimes I'm not in on the whole conversation, Chewy. I just see certain ones come through and then I reply to them. Will we much change out of 70 million for Paixao and Muniz? So I'm expecting Paixao to be 35. So yeah, essentially, yeah, you're looking at probably around 65 million for both. But if it keeps you in the Premier League, then you need to spend big to stay up, don't you? We've seen it in the past. You have to spend big to stay up. So probably won't be much change out of 70 million for those two, but. In total, at the moment, we've spent 60 million. At the moment, we've spent 60 million on the transfers that we've made. How many have we made? We've made Goodmanson, Bornau, Biol. Goodmanson, Bornau, Biol, Stack, Longstaff. I think that's it. And if we sign Perri, I think that takes us up to 60 odd million, or maybe a bit more than that. And then, so yeah, essentially you've got about half your money left to spend on a few very big signings. I don't think we need to spend as much next year if we stay up. No, I think it would be a case of kind of plugging any gaps. And I mean, as bad as this is, I hope that Leeds, to establish themselves, become a club like a Brighton just for a few years, where now that we've got an established squad, every year you sell one big player and replace the rest of the, and plug gaps in the rest of the squad. Oh yeah, Mecha as well. So it was 6 players, I think, and the total so far was 60 million. So with the signing of Lucas Perri, that takes us up to around 75 million. And then if you're spending 65, 70 million on those two, that's around your £150 million mark. So then you're looking at a striker for another 30 million, 35 million. It's starting to... Oh, wait, no, that was part of that, wasn't it? But then if you're looking at a number 10 and another right back, then... Yeah, we got Mecha for 50 mil for free, but it's still... Yeah, but they'll do that, Wayne, but it's not... They might accept less than that. If they sign another striker, then they like... If we went for a 33-year-old striker, we'd be looking again in 12 months, wouldn't we? Yeah. That's what I mean. So I can't see that one working for Mediterranean. He's a good striker, a very good striker. I actually like him, but it does leave you in a position where you have to sign somebody again. Plus, however much we get for Joseph, that's right. Some of the player sales was offset this as well. So when you think about Harrison going for, what if we can get 8 to 10 million for Harrison, Bamford plus like what we've already got for like Verber and players like that. Verber's not still at the club, is he? Verber's gone, hasn't he? Oh, yes, he's gone on loan with an obligation to buy. Yes, forgot about that. I just... There's so much stuff that goes on, isn't there, that I'm like... Yeah, but I'd tell you what, if we can get Perri and we can get Paixao done, then that'll be amazing for us. Yeah, but if they've got if the player's unsettled, Wayne, and he wants to actually play football every week, and they're also signing a new player, which he'll see as I'm going even further down in the pecking order, then there's a potential there that he goes, do you know what? I'd like to go out. I'd like to go out to Leeds. Thank you very much from Mark Harter there for the $1 super sticker. I really, really appreciate that. Everyone, make sure you go and like that down below. All of the super stickers and super chats are massively, massively appreciated. Like I've said a couple of times, I've gone full time with this now, so I'm hoping to be able to survive. But yeah, thanks so much, Mark. Christensen paying for Perri. Yeah, I don't think Christensen was quite 15 million, but to be able to get rid of some of those players and be able to pull that money back in to be able to do it, then it should help us offset some of the fees. And like Mateo Joseph was nothing really, wasn't he? He came in for peanuts. So to sell him for 8 to 10 million, it's all profit, which should really help us out in terms of financial stability. We've got 2 left backs now, though. Leif Davies, of course, used to play for Leeds, but we've already got 2 left backs now, Goodmanson and Schmidt. I can't see us doing it again. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Mark. Really, really appreciate that one. Give that a like down in the chat so much. Thank you, Mark, for that. But yeah, I think if anything, we need another right back. Someone potentially who could just be a bit of an understudy to Jayden Bogle. I think a lot of people sleeping on Jayden Bogle, not from Leeds fans' point of view, but from other fans. They don't seem to think that Jayden Bogle's a great player. But from what we've seen of him in the Championship, fantastic. From what we saw of him, even just in the highlights of that Man United game, he was really, really good as an attacking threat. But we should have the ability to let our fullbacks be an attacking threat and then bring back... have our rest defence there of Stack and the other players in that midfield, so that should help massively. Make sure you smash a like on the stream as well, guys. That really helps me out, gets the stream out there to more people. But yeah, Bogle looked awesome versus Man United. Mark saying, I think other clubs are going to underestimate how good Jayden Bogle is. I think in this Leeds system, he's been really, really good for us. But yeah, I mean, the season's coming closer now. It's not long. It's not long now. I think a few weeks away. Let's have a look. When is the first game of the season? Premier League. 15th of August it starts, but Leeds are on Monday Night Football on the 18th of August versus Everton. TV and stream, it should be on that anyway. Hey, look, Leeds are already at 37% win probability. Everton down at 35%, but it's probably because it's a home game to Leeds. But yeah, the 18th of August, so under a month away now. So we need to kind of get some of these signings in pronto. But if we can, even by the end of this weekend and next week, then yeah, we're really, really, we're really, really shaping up to have a good side. We really are. Does Bogle stop Schmidt getting into the starting lineup? Yeah, and I do think that Schmidt is, even though he's right-footed, he's actually quite well suited to playing at left back, and I think he's going to be our backup left back, to be honest. I think that Farker himself might see Byram as good enough to be a backup for Bogle, and if Bogle gets injured, I'll be worried about that. Schmidt stops Schmidt getting into the starting lineup. Yeah, there's the potential of that as well. I don't know what reason. There's potential that Schmidt might want out as well because he's got the World Cup to look for, and playing for Switzerland in the World Cup is something that he would want to do. But yeah, Mark's agreeing with me. Sam can't be a backup. That scares me. Yeah, it is a bit worrying, isn't it? He will sit back in more, won't he? But it just worries me a little bit, Sam Byram in the Premier League. I feel like he might get exposed. Something stops Schmidt, doesn't it? Yeah, Schmidt happens. Sorry about that. But yeah, seriously, I just can't see why Schmidt hasn't ever really got that much first team football, and when he has, it's been on the wing, which is weird. I know that Sam's there to tick the homegrown criteria, but he needs to tick the homegrown criteria from the reserves for me, and he needs to start kind of being that. He probably is that leader already, but to be that kind of vocal leader in the dressing room and stuff, a little bit like what Cairns is there to do, really, not to play football, but to kind of have a voice within the changing rooms and essentially be an extra coach and motivator and stuff as well. So yeah, there's that. Sam's good for the change room, but that's it. Mark's saying, yeah, I agree, really. Byram should be the backup to the backup. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Byram, if we have 2 left backs and 2 right backs and then have Byram as your third choice for both, that's fine for me, because if it gets down to that point and we're in dire need, that's fine. Play Sam Byram. But I don't think it should be like a first port of call when someone gets injured to have Byram in there. I really don't. Mark Snellgrove asking, why aren't we looking at the loan market? Yeah, there's a potential for that. A couple of Man City, Chelsea fringe players. Of course, the Man City number 10, who we've been linked with in the past, James McAtee, we have been linked with before. I don't think he would want to go on loan, but there's the potential of something like that to try and get that in there. Yeah, so on Paixao, apparently, that Leeds... Hold on a second. So, Feyenoord announced on Thursday this evening via this channel that an official opening bid has been made, which in terms of the fixed amount alone is millions higher than the Olympique Marseille ever offered. That's from a bid from Leeds. The update is that after Feyenoord rejected Leeds United's opening bid for Igor Paixao, the English club has put forward a new offer for the Brazilian, and that was 414 today. Jers just retweeted that and put bid rejected, second bid submitted according to Feyenoord Transfermarkt. So, yeah, we are bidding in there. Someone instantly put bidding again. That shows we're desperate. Bloody hell. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Mark Harter. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Considering Solomon said he wanted to move to Leeds, then returns and says, I want to stay at Spurs. For me, he's only a loan option. Also, if we sign Paixao, then we don't need Solomon, and it would be too many players kind of clogging up what we have there, I think, if we sign Solomon back again after that. So, can you see us selling Tanaka? Definitely not. Gruev, maybe. Largi, no. Piru, no. Aronson, no. As well as the players we want. So Gruev is the one that's kind of a bit maybe that we will, but personally I really like Gruev, and I think a lot of Leeds fans underrate his quality as a midfielder, playing but long balls over the top, but his defensive things more than anything. He is like Anton Stark light. He's a very, very good midfielder, Gruev, so I'd like to see him stay, and I don't see him particularly going, but out of that list, he's most likely, I think. Aronson, we wouldn't make any profit on Aronson, so it doesn't make sense to do it in a transfer window like this, where it's vital you have as much profit and sustainability as possible. And like Danny says as well, if you haven't already gone subscribe to Danny Talks Leeds, like Danny says here, I think Gruev stays if Farke plays a midfield 3. So if he does play midfield 3, then you need 2 options for each of those midfield roles. So you'll have Tanaka, you need 6 basically. So you'd have Tanaka, Gruev, Ampadu, Stack, Longstaff. I'm missing one there, aren't I? I'm definitely missing one, but I can't think off the top of my head. But there is options there, isn't there, really, if Gruev stays. Our end of season form and Gruev's return to fitness isn't a coincidence. Yeah, Gruev's fantastic. I really do like Gruev. Do we play Aronson to get his value up? I think that Aronson is... Aronson, I think, had a good season in the Championship. Yes, he wasn't massively providing goals and assists towards the end of the season, but certainly at the start of the season he was. His pressing's really good. He has potential. I just want to see Brendan Aronson be a backup number 10 for us, just on the bench as an option to come on. Good high press when teams are tired late on. I think that's basically what I want to. Leon goalkeeper has passed his medical now. Number 3 now. How do we know that, Arthur? Is that just rumour, or because I can imagine that he probably will have passed it, but I haven't seen that anywhere yet. Yeah, I can't see that at the moment. But I would like to believe you. Hopefully he signs before too long, and then we can focus on getting these next players in. But yeah. Gruev is definitely underrated. His position is exceptional. Yeah, exactly. And I think what he does is he allows the full-backs to play high and wide, because he drops into the left back and the right back positions and covers very, very well. Terry saying apparently going to be switching formations depending on the team. That's what I thought he would do last season, but I suppose given the fact that we're the most dominant team in the division last season... I'm going out of focus a bit there. Focus on my camera. Oh, I think I know why. It's my water bottle. There we go. Perfectly crystal clear now. So last season we were the dominant team in every game, really. And that allows you to impart your style of football onto opposition teams. Being one of the worst teams in the division, or the lowest perceived teams in the division, we're going to have other teams come to us and impart their game on us, and we're going to have to try and combat that. So I feel like, yeah, we'll see more formation changing this season and more system changing. But thanks, Chewy. But I just think that, yeah, we will be kind of more fluid in our formation changing. And I think given the signings that we're making, we're kind of showing that as well by bringing in that extra centre-back in Bornau as well. We are covering ourselves if we need to play a 3 at the back. Anton Stack can also drop in. He can start as a centre-back, but he's also very good at being a holding midfielder, Stack, and then dropping in to become an auxiliary centre-back in situations where you need him. So... I liked Verba for a little while when he first came in, but just, yeah, it's never going to work now, so let him leave. Well, obviously he already has, but let him leave on that permanent deal when it comes around, and yeah, that's the kind of thing, really. But I'm looking forward to seeing the start of this season, but I just need us to get a few more players in before the start. Oh, I've accidentally clicked on Fantasy Premier League, that's the wrong thing. But yeah, what do we feel, by the way? So I was playing around in my head with the idea of when this. One second. I'm spelling that wrong when I'm trying to Google it. What do we feel about when the season starts or whatever? When the next FIFA comes out, FC 26 or whatever. Basically, doing a career mode where you can see me like this, but I'll put myself small and in the corner. Essentially, it's just a casual chat whilst playing career mode with Leeds and kind of playing out the season, essentially. So we basically have a bit of a casual chat and talk about what's going on in the world of Leeds United whilst doing that, and it just gives you an extra live stream a week or whatever. Let me know what anyone thinks about that. Obviously, no, people aren't massively. You don't have to be massively interested in the FIFA element of it, but we'll try and make it entertaining, and like whoever wants to join can just drop in and out, and we'll just talk about people. I think somebody else has bought something through my affiliate link for Fanatics for the Leeds United store. So if that was you, thank you very, very much for that. That really, really, like, genuinely really helps me out as we're trying to go full time with this. But yeah, okay, I'll think about doing that. Even if there's way less people than this, it's still just a bit of a chat and a live stream and whatever. And with it not being Ultimate Team or anything, I can just pause it at any time and read people's comments and stuff as well. So, but yeah. Where would Aronson fit in a 4-3-3? You know, Aronson is capable of playing on the wing, but that would knock him down in the pecking order of where he would play. But I certainly think there's a chance that we do that. Have you seen Liverpool are now sponsored by Adidas, aren't they? Because I'm sure I saw a mock-up of Isak in their kit. Kit's 25-26. Is that it there? That's very smart. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, if they've now sponsored by Adidas, that looks like an old school Liverpool kit, and that's very smart. Eventually, I hope Leeds get some trefoil Leeds United kits and the badges and stuff on it. It will be top notch. But yeah, all right, I'll think about doing that then. Liverpool keep presenting new signings in Nike. Oh, well, maybe I've seen a fake leak then or something. But yeah, it's there's a few sides in this division, namely Wolves, Brentford. There's a couple of players where I think a couple of teams where I think Leeds could really do better than them if we have a good start to the season. Danny saying, smash a like and subscribe for Max, please, even though you got skinned by Lloyd. I absolutely did. However, those of you who did watch the charity match or even watch the highlights back, I just want to point out, in a game of football, let's say that Jayden Bogle was playing up against Mo Salah, yeah? Jayden Bogle would have Dan James coming back and doubling up on Mo Salah because he's so good. I didn't have any help whatsoever and was getting absolutely skinned. Also, I was on one leg, so let's just put that out there. Quad injury 2 weeks before. Tried to do some rehabilitation. As soon as I kicked a ball, twang. So hopefully by next year I'll be fit and healthy, and also I will get some help next time. And you know what? I'm gonna do the tactics next time, because we did have a lineup this time, but we didn't have any tactics. We just kind of had, this is the formation. So yeah, this season, there won't be any kind of ramping down of what we do on this channel, essentially. The idea is watch along once or twice a week, depending on how many games there are. Match reaction. There will be match previews, maybe some general tactical videos that we just think of during the week. So aiming to keep it up. A couple of yeah, a couple of those per week, and then maybe an extra live stream as well, and of course all the shorts as well, just to keep things ticking over. But yeah, somebody just mentioned that we are... John B, we need to get Leeds lately up to 10k subscribers before the start of the season. Yeah, do you know what? We're really not far away now. I mean, even in this stream, I think we've gained a few subscribers. So if we go to YouTube Studio, 9,565. So only about 400 and... Wait, let me do my maths now. 435 subscribers before the start of the season in a month. And last month we gained... The last 28 days we've gained 666 subscribers. 666. Is that a sign? In the last month, we've gained 666 subscribers. So by the time the transfer window comes around, can we gain 400? Yeah, it just went crazy. Who was it that said that? It's gone up since 1,000 since the end of the season. Yeah, it went crazy before we... at the end of the season, the first few transfer videos didn't do very well, and then it's all started to pick up. I think it's just consistency. I think it's just consistently posting, even if that's shorts, live streams, full videos, etc., etc. But yeah, I'll tell you what though, I got a few good blocks in. There's some videos of me, and there's some pictures of me getting blocks in, namely with my arse. Actually, all three of them with my arse, but I've been getting a bit of stick for being skinned, but I do think that I stopped 3 goal-bound shots by blocking them, so not bad. Hopefully next year I'll be a bit fitter as well. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the support. I can see the team gelling after 10 games. From there, we'll see what our fate will be. Well, to be fair, there's more... Oh, yeah, of course. Make sure you go and sub to Danny Talks Leeds as well. I'll just leave that on the screen for a second. The first few games, let's have a little look at this. Leeds United. We'll just talk about our first 5 fixtures, and then we will, once we've done that, we'll go and everyone can enjoy their evenings. And there's a video out tomorrow as well, so make sure you check that out. About Lucas Perri, basically, a full deep dive into him. So, what I want from you all is a prediction. So for the first 5, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I tell you what, it was great to meet all the other Leeds creators as well. No, Daz or Dillo, whichever one it was, right at the start of this stream. Proper nice lads. And everyone we met it was just a great crack. But what I want from you guys is we're going to go through the first 5 fixtures, and I want you to put a prediction of how many points and I'll tell you how many I think we're going to get from the first 5 games. So the first game is Leeds versus Everton at home. So that's Leeds versus Everton at home. I'll tell you what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'll tell you what, I'll just screenshot it and it'll be easier for us to show it all at once. Leeds United matches, and then I'll just do, save as, just save it in downloads, and I can add this to the screen then and you can see it. Image file, downloads. So once you've got downloads, you then look in there and you look at Leeds United matches. Absolutely. Right, so can you see that now? Wait, no, that's the wrong button. I'm clicking everything. Here you go. So, Leeds United matches. Leeds United versus Everton is the first game of the season at home. Away at Arsenal. Home to Newcastle. Away at Fulham. Away at Wolves. For me, I think 3 points. So that's, wait, there you go. 3 points at away at Everton, at home to Everton. 0 points against Arsenal. 0 points against, actually 1 point against Newcastle. So that's 4. 0 points against Fulham away, and 3 points against 3 points against Wolves. So for me, I think 7 points 7 points for me, and that's being optimistic. 7 points. I'd be happy with 4, I think, over the course of the season. Maybe I'd be happy with 6, 5 or 6 from those opening games. You know, a few people saying 8, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so with that kind of gauge in there, really, that we're fairly optimistic. So the other thing I want to ask you then is that prediction including the Igor Paixao, Lucas Perri, etc.? Is that including the new signing? 10 points, win against Everton, Fulham and Wolves, draw against Newcastle. That would be amazing. Depends if we get Perri and Paixao 7 for short. Yeah. 7 points plus or minus 3 points. Yeah. Yeah, so we're fairly confident then, aren't we, going into the start of this season? Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us, but we're fairly confident on that front. Yeah, look, I think there's a obviously we can't predict it too well at this stage, but by the end of the season we should be able to as well. By the end of the season, by the end of the transfer window, we should be able to predict it a bit better. But yeah, so I just want to show you this just before we go. The other link in the description, hold on, let's remove that from the stage. The other link in the description is for my prints. So if you go down to the link in the description below, even if you don't buy anything, if you just go to the link to my Etsy page and you just press the little love heart button to follow the shop if you've got an Etsy account. If you want to make a purchase, that'd be fantastic. There's more of them in here. There's a Marching On Together print. There's a one for us just being promoted to the Premier League. So there's a Champions Again Ole Ole with the championship trophy with the Leeds colours on it. There's like an illustration of Ampadu that I've done. And there's like a Leeds legend print, a little bit in the style of the famous Queen album cover, with Bremner, Strachan, Radaby, and Eddie Gray, I think, on there. So even if you just go and have a look, and if there's anything that takes your fancy, then you can, of course, make a purchase, and that would massively help me out. But if not, you could just like the shop and follow it, and that would help me push me up a little bit further in the Etsy algorithm. So anything along those lines would be massively appreciated. And don't forget, if you haven't already and you want to, you can get your Leeds United kits, you can get your Leeds United shoes, anything that you want to get from the Leeds United store. Make sure you use my link and it'll support the channel. But yes, as Chewy says, as Chewy is a veteran of the live watch-alongs, whenever we get 100 likes, we say that's when we get a goal. 118 likes from 142 viewers means we're going to score in the match wherever it is. You heard it here first. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you everybody who supported the Leeds Creator Cup as well. Thank you to anybody who's bought stuff from the Leeds United store through my link. I massively appreciate that as well. And of course, yeah, if you've checked out my prints or anything as well, I really appreciate that. I can get them shipped out to you if you're in the UK, if you do make a purchase as soon as possible. So thanks everybody so much for joining me. Thanks for continuing to support the channel. Tell your mums, dads and dogs to subscribe because we're trying to hit 10k, and of course subscribe to Danny as well. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for joining me. We'll be here again next week on Friday at 6 p.m. Before then, there will be 2 more videos and some shorts and stuff like that as well. Depending on what happens, there might be more videos than that, but yeah, that's at minimum there'll be 2 more videos before then. There'll be 3 more videos. There's one tomorrow, there's one on Tuesday, and there's one on Thursday. So minimum the 3 more videos before Tuesday. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Thanks everybody so much for joining me. And yeah, see you next week on Leeds Lately. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Make sure you check out that Lucas Perri video tomorrow at 12 as well. Thanks everybody so much for joining me, and I shall see you in the next one.